Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Carlton D'Souza. This is Million Opinions, and in today's episode, we have Mr. Venugopal Keloth, who is into business-to-business consultancy. He's been in the UAE for quite some time, and I thought I'll pick his brain and ask him what are the trends. Mr. Venugopal, welcome to Million Opinions.
Thank you very much, Carlton, for inviting me onto the show.
So we both were working in an organization before. Not together, but that's how I came to know you.
That's right.
And everybody was talking about how you started B2B for them.
Okay.
So can you just break it down and tell the audience what B2B is all about?
B2B is a very wide concept, actually. I think what you're talking about was for a retailer. The idea came because I had worked in different companies, and I always believe in people should have the experience of different industries. So the idea was, where does your customers come from? It's from corporates, it's from government officers, they don't come from Mars or Venus. So instead of you building a retail outlet with products, people over there, sales guys, and do the marketing, and then actually you wait for people to come in, right? You're just waiting there. So instead of that, why don't you go out and push them inside the store from the corporate point of view? So that is what we built a team of about 10 people initially. So they went out with products like different products, gift vouchers, gold coins, etc., etc. It's like a strategy which you're blocking the competition also. So it was a silent killer, and it was a huge success through and through. It's still it's a huge idea, global idea. It's still on actually. Yeah, it's still very much to the current scenario. It is still applicable.
There's been a great evolution from what you used to do for the retailer into what you're doing right now.
Yeah, that's right.
So tell us the evolution, but before that, tell us who is Venugopal Keloth.
I was born in Kerala. I did my studies from India. I came around 35 years back to Dubai. I still remember as a young boy, just out of college, going for an interview, which I didn't know anything about sales or anything like that. It was Yellow Pages, Bell Canada people had landed here, and I was picked up by them, and I was the youngest in the team. Really enjoyed for 3 years almost. Then I left Yellow Pages and joined Gray McKenzie. They were into FMCG. I always tell youngsters, if you get an opportunity to be with FMCG company, it's always good experience for 2-3 years. It's like you understand the 4 Ps, like product, promotion, placement, etc., etc. So you get a good grounding from FMCG. From that, you can move on to any other thing. So after that MMI, I did a small stint in business. It didn't work out, and then I happened to be looking for a job again, and I had the lucky opportunity of joining UNICEF in Kuwait actually. It was reported to UNDP office, gave us the space. I was recruited, 4 people came to interview. Luckily for me, the opposite guy, who was a Pakistani American, he was from Coke, so we immediately gelled within 5 minutes time. I knew the job was mine. So I did a good stint for almost 4 years. Then I went to New York for UNICEF. Once I left UNICEF, I joined a company in Singapore selling $1 million software. And I'm a tech challenged person actually. That was a different story altogether. Then I happened to come to Dubai and started working for a retail here. And I headed it for almost 4 years after that. So that has been my journey. Why I told specifically about the journeys, it's from different industries. So my mind always worked like that. I just jump into a new industry as such. So the idea about B2B Katalyst, which I carry the card now, it's a startup. It's very much about 3.5 years back. This idea came around when Expo was happening in Dubai. I thought India was growing, and a lot of business visitors will be coming. So I had an idea, why don't you help them to set up in India and in UAE? But after going for 3-4 days to Expo, I understood the idea went to a flop, because it was like, it was purely an entertainment thing, hardly anything to do with. Then I started looking around, and new ideas came, started talking to very senior people, etc., etc. That's when I came across a gentleman known as Patel from US. He had worked with Intel for almost 30 years, and he wanted to build a printed circuit board semiconductor industry in India. I didn't know anything about semiconductor, but I liked his passion very much, so started talking to him, started bringing him people across. Now, for the last 2 years, I've been working on it. Now, it is seeing the light end of the tunnel after 2 years. So, the idea was once you get a subject matter specialist, you bring a technology to that. You add an investor to that, you come up with a sales and marketing, so it becomes a product. Now in the future, everything is technology. So any subject matter specialist can think around doing coming to us and building a product as such. And the bigger idea was collaborating with different people of SMEs from different industries. See, any business when you start, you should have a bigger idea also. Okay, after 3 years, 4 years, what is a bigger thought? Then you come down to the smaller things. The bigger thought is to build 100 subject matter specialists and build a platform for ease of doing business. That is now it's food on the table, so I cannot think, but I still work on that idea. That is a idea, because after LinkedIn, no other platform has come. And the current scenario anywhere in the world is everybody wants to become an entrepreneur. From a 18-year-old boy to a 70-year-old people, they are all talking about entrepreneurship. I have never seen in my life, like last 2-3 years, I went to India last month, I was there, everybody, even a small boys after 15 years, they're all talking about business, entrepreneurship, startups, etc.
Why do you think that is?
It's a huge wave that mindset has changed somewhere, because previously it all used to be how safe you play, you get a government job, you get a salary that is from your parents' side, they tell you don't do business, you will, the business was meant to only a special class of people who knew what to do in business. But now it is not a rocket science or anything like that. Now I think the pressure from the parents has gone up. Now the heroes are the startup guys. Previously it used to be film stars and all that. Now even the film stars, cricketers, if you ask anybody with money, they would have invested in a startup. We don't know about it, but they are all investing in startup. That is how you learn. You come into business, So that's what the huge change across the world it's happening. I thought it was only in India, but no, it's across the world actually.
And even the support for small and medium-sized businesses in India is there from the government and the local support?
SME segment actually, anywhere in the world, if you look at country-wise, 85 to 90% are SMEs. I think even still the policymakers, the government doesn't understand that. They use it only as a data point, but they hardly give any support to them still. But now the awareness has come, because SMEs are the backbone of any country. They are the people who employs people, not the big boys like Microsoft, Amazon. They might do maybe 100,000, 200,000. But SMEs are the real people. As I told you, 85 to 90% of the... So there should be a huge support financially from the bank or from the investors, or buying new machines, or big corporates adopting them. There are many ideas which can be implemented. Now in India, these GCC, Global Capability Centers, are mushrooming like grocery shops all across India. But last month I was there, I was talking to a few of the IAS officers whom I met, bureaucrats whom I met. So why don't we do something for the SMEs around that Global Capability Center? So that is where they need the help. The big boys are big boys. They will get the investment, infrastructure, everything they can build. But what about the SMEs? And even the payment matter. I see people coming and waiting. They would have done a job. After 60 days, they're coming and humbly outside the door of the accountant, they're standing there. They're wasting their time. It is like you're begging for money. So if
your own money, which you have
which you have already spent the money. Why can't you pay it on time if you have the money? So you're making them feel down. So the whole mindset completely should change. And SMEs, frankly speaking, if you say 85%, if you bring them 2 notches above, the whole country or a district or a state will go to the next level. Not that corporate, the SMEs, if you take them 2 notches higher, Maybe a ESG factor when they come in, it can play a huge role on that. That awareness will be there. So I am we as B2B Katalyst are working on an ESG project also now. We thought not only it is not only for the big boys. What about SMEs? So we are creating an engine for SMEs to be on board, and maybe in a year pay $1,000 or something on a SaaS model.
SaaS?
Yeah, SaaS means you give it your monthly payment if you have that kind of thing. So you don't have to pay upfront or after a lump sum. So it's already on the move. The technology, we have signed up with a technology partner. In another 6 months' time, I think it should come out.
I was about to ask you for your product and services, and you mentioned that you come up with ideas, and then you pitch the ideas to people who you feel are the right fit to implement them. Is that right in understanding?
No. It's a little bit of a different approach. What I'm trying to do. What I'm trying to do is take away the silos. Like everybody, each industry is working in silos now. So you should break away the silos and bring the other industries also to collaborate with people. It's all about a people game. It's about the other day I met somebody with huge experience. I had a 1 hour conversation with him. He was above 60. He felt that like his life is over and all that. So I told him, please don't, God's sake, don't take your ideas to the graveyard. There are enough and more ideas there. So I asked him to park the idea into my B2B Katalyst. The idea is you park the idea, we will collaborate, we will take care of your product. Then after 1 year, if it is good, you are the owner of that. But you give us a equity on that or a bonus on that, you run the show. After that, if you all need us, we are there for you.
This is what you meant by the 100 idea.
Yeah. No, not that is 100 SMEs, subject matter experts will be there. That is a different thing altogether. But this is like park an idea.
Okay.
Like, see, the major cause of any business is when you're in a company, I've been used to that. I have an idea, I leave the job and come. It takes 3 years to whether to know it is a boy or a girl. By the time your finances are out, I've done three businesses, three has failed, frankly speaking. This is my 4th attempt, but I believe I got a lot of experience from that 3 things. Without that experience, I wouldn't have done B2B Katalyst, justify the idea. After 3 years, I got the POC, I got the secret sauce out. In US, when I was there, when I was talking to people, when you go and pitch for an idea, the first question the investor will ask, how many times have you failed? So if you have failed 3 times, they are very happy. If they have failed 5 times, they are happy because it's you have learnt a lesson. But in India, the problem is first itself, if you fail, then the whole family, friends, neighbors, they feel as if you have done a criminal thing.
Yeah, the support system is lacking.
Very, very lacking. The understanding is not there. But now it has improved a lot. I'm not saying now. During my age, it was like a little bit difficult. It was like to come out of that, it will take 2-3 years for you to come back to a little bit of shape. But now I feel that is a little bit accepted by people. Some fail, some come out. But through that failure only, I always say it's now... For example, it's a constructive destruction is happening now. After the Second World War, the things happening in geopolitics, the AI coming and replacement, all the noise around us, it's like a big change happening. Next 5 years, it is going to be a huge change. Your payment, like in India, I was really surprised. I was buying a coconut and I was looking around for a cash for $50. 3-4 guys went and just put their barcode and just left. This guy was looking at me as if I have come from Venus or Mars, like, you know, a small coconut seller. You should see the vegetable. Oh, what a dynamic thing. And India is growing very fast. All are very, and it's a young crowd. A lot of ideas are thrown across. I was exposed to that last month when I was there for the semiconductor industry, the government, the bureaucrats. All are very, very proactive.
Can you tell us more about the semiconductor industry? What exactly is the plan there?
Semiconductor industry, it is top of the chart now. It's the most sexiest thing which from top to bottom everybody speaks. Our Prime Minister speaks about it. Everybody. We missed the bus somewhere. Actually, about 30 years back, we had built one in Mohali. It was the fire caught. Something happened after that. They didn't rebuild it. So Taiwan, US, Korea, Japan, and all overtook us. We never knew about what is a chip. Now, with the current market, the car, everything is on chip. Without chip, you cannot move. Without chip, you cannot move. So it has come to a situation, the government has done a fantastic work for the 10 years. Initially, they thought chip was a big thing, but making a chip is $20 billion and 5 years of exercise, and you have got only three clients to give. That is what Patelji's idea. I really liked it. So that is when we are planning to do HDI printed circuit board. The chip comes on that printed circuit board. So and in India, we are not doing anything of that. 100% is imported from China. And this HDI PCB is used for mobiles, laptop, defense, aerospace. You can imagine. Not hardly anything is made in. There are 120 PCB companies, but they are doing all low end, and it's a very capex intensive market. You need to build a factory itself. It takes around 2 years' time. You need a minimum of $100 million plus second phase, like all that kind of thing. But we are going through that exercise now. We are looking at a good funding organization. Hopefully in the next 1 month it should happen. But it's all a big projects. A lot of moving balls will be there for sure.
So in this, once the funding is received and the factory is all set, the chip would be made in India?
Not the chip, the printed circuit board. Yeah,
okay.
The chip comes on top of it.
Okay, and that one will be imported still from China.
Even if we build, there are another three players who has come in. We hardly cover 5% of the market.
Right.
Yeah, still it is a huge gap. So it will take around 10 to 15 years for you to. So we are looking at a 50% export and 50% for the domestic market.
Right. So you have your short-term, mid-term, and long-term goals.
Yeah.
So can you tell us a little bit about these goals that you have? Just an idea of what exactly you have in mind, and also the impact of why you're doing what you do.
Yeah. When an idea comes, you start. Every day you have to change. You cannot put something on a paper and say, the next 1 year I'll do that. Maybe in the next hour you'll change your idea. It will be very, you have to adapt to the situation. So we have come to a situation now, as I told you, whatever we were touching, it was all big projects. But luckily now we are on an EV space also now, electrical vehicle charging stations. We are the channel partner for them.
Here in Dubai?
Yeah, in Dubai. And you know that electric cars are like last 3 months, I think 15,000 cars were sold in Dubai. So the charging station is it's like a petrol pump. You need to build that ecosystem around it. So that is one of the product. But literally, if you ask me, my raw materials are meeting new people every day, new people or new company. So when I have my Carlton, you won't believe, last I think around 3.5 years, I would have met more than 400 people. Literally one-to-one, over a coffee, lunch, dinner, whatever it is. And it was with an intent, positive intent, just to see where we can collaborate, where we can work together, all that. So the idea is not in a negative way, like pushing them, but trying to understand the way, how we can collaborate. So we have a group of people, how we can collaborate and bring a business project like from the air, you can say. Otherwise they wouldn't have even thought about it. Yeah, and the long-term projects are all unicorn ideas, which I told you, which we are just kept it in the basket. We are talking to a few of the techie people, and as I told you about 100 subject matter, the name we have put is Cube Katalyst. And to add to that, we have an project known as Octify, where somebody from the world has an idea. He can park that idea onto that platform, and somebody will pick it up from US and it goes for an auction. So that is a larger picture, but we have a 5-pager on that kind of thing. So there are very innovative ideas which come when we talk to people. That is excitement about this. I'm very excited at this age to, frankly, to say it is my third or fourth innings now. But I am looking forward for 10 to 15 years of hard work still. And it's all about grooming the youngsters also. How you bring experience and how do you bring the youngsters onto the boat. But nowadays, it's many people complain. They all want, like, if they work for 1 year, next year they wanted a promotion. That is the way how they are now. Things have changed. It's all in the social media. It's fast. The reels are there. You watch for a second, 2 seconds. So you cannot blame them around it because we were not used to that. But for them, my son is working, and after 1 year, he is thinking he'll be promoted. He's looking for that. I knew that the company won't give, but I can every day I have a chat with him. But that is their youngsters' attitude. It's fast and furious kind of thing. They want to jump. They want to leapfrog things. So we have to accept that as it is, and then put an experience to that. Add to that. That will become a good project or product or whatever it is there.
This was a conversation I had previously with Mr. Vasudev. He also said that with co-thinking, with AI, many people amplify their thoughts, amplify their opportunities. You also did mention that many people would want to get into entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
They want to get into it. So I'm sure that everybody wants to portray how fast they can grow. If that opportunity is not there, and if they see a gap in the market, their parents would be supportive, because I'm sure you would support your child to do whatever next step for their to be at their best self, and also be independent at the same time, not be dependent on others.
Yeah.
So probably that could be one of the reasons why the youth today want quick results. And of course, they are trained by whatever they go through the social media also. I agree with you 100%. I wanted to ask you a few things just to clarify. So Octify is where someone parks their idea, and that idea can be taken by any other. It's a platform. So
It's a platform. It will be under our this thing. So it might be maybe a paragraph or maybe a one pager or whatever in a very crude format. So that is where when we check out, it looks good. So we help them to build a proper presentation or anything, and then we post on. Then if somebody wants to pay $10,000, then you wait for another 3 days and wait for somebody else to give more. So it's like an auction
of ideas.
Ideas, auction of ideas.
Okay. In your platform.
In our in our platform. Like for example, in a village in India, somebody has got now it's all level playing field. A person in New York or a boy living in my Kerala village, they talk the same language because they watch the same social media. They watch the same thing. So there is no difference like before. So if he gets an idea, what will he do? He cannot do anything about it. So it is a big idea, but still, I do talk to techie people when I meet them. I throw this idea across and all that kind of thing. But hopefully a day will come when somebody says, hey, guy, come, here is $1 million, let's do it together.
So how would you benefit from this? Do you benefit from the person who's pitching the idea or for the one who's buying it?
Common platform, we might have a fees for that from both the sides. Maybe an equity will be there. Maybe it all depends on case to case kind of thing. Maybe a retainer can be there. They want a help from our side for 6 months to 1 year. Thank you very much. Give us the money. Or they say, okay, guys, stay put, take 10%, 15%, whatever it is. So so the game is on, kind of thing. So yeah, that is all a tactical thing which can be thought about. But always you should bring out the bigger picture. Don't worry about the tactical things. You have to move the ball. After the first ball, the second ball, it will automatically appear. I do talk to youngsters. When you see an idea, don't think 10 things forward. No. If you have 1 or 2 steps, take that forward. After that 2 steps, you will automatically get it from somewhere or the other. That is how you do the movement. You won't get the entire picture, and never it will happen.
So that is Octify. 100 subject idea is what?
That is a cube Katalyst. So that is a 100 subject matter specialist, like an industry like semiconductor. Okay. There will be 3-4 consultants, like A to Z kind of thing. Like there are seven things in a semiconductor industry, from a chip to an OSAT to a PCB to a packaging, everything. So people should understand which business they would like to get into that.
Right.
Or usually what happens is when you say semiconductor, oh, it's a sexy word, everybody jumped onto that. But they didn't know what they are doing. So instead of you calling up few people here and there, you get everything in one place.
So you have all the experts, industry experts in one place that they can consult.
They not even consult, and it will be a dynamic side, because with AI things are changing every day. So it should be a two-way communication, like
An interactive one.
An interactive one where you have an idea, you go through the website. Okay, guys, start building up the platform, or start building your software or whatever it is there. But you get the support from the corporate, from the consultants, kind of thing, which will be on an ABC level, like a semiconductor guy will be on a top kind of thing. So it's just an idea which is coming up. It has yet to get shape.
I would say there's a lot of inclusivity, because you said as long as you have the internet, the content a person consumes from New York or any rural part of India as well is the same thing. And if you have that kind of idea, and if you have the kind of what's that word, determination, I'm sure you can make wonders out of the opportunity provided.
Yeah, a lot of hand-holding is required, and there are people above 60, 65 who are well placed. They are all looking forward to do something for the society.
So
you need to find them out also. There are people who will offer their experience or whatever, but a nudge is needed from both the sides. So that's what, as B2B Katalyst, I have conversations with people for 1 hour, 2 hours. I nudge them. By the time they leave, I know that they will call me back, because you need to give them that there is something else for you. As I told you, don't take it to the graveyard. I will put it here, or try on your own, or whatever it is there. So we give the motivation to them, and things like that.
It takes a village to raise a child, they say.
Absolutely right.
And that's what I see that you're doing. You're encouraging the ones who are towards their retirement to do something. You are coaching the youngsters who need coaching. You're advising your son as well. Why are you doing this?
It's not of self. It's like, about maybe 20, 30 years back, I used to think when you do something good, when I used to do fundraising and all that. But after some time I understood there are only, I think maybe you can say 5% of the people who will be thinking other than outside to do something. So in my last company, which I think you were there, we were working, Melinda Bill Gates Foundation started in 2002. So the idea came to me, why don't we do a pitch for through the corporate? Like, we had 1,200 employees, so we managed to do a small, like 15 dirhams every month kind of thing. So that became a huge, so unity is strength. When only alone one person does, you cannot do anything. But if there are 1,000 people, you can imagine the strength. So basically, it's still running fine after I left also for 20 years. But we did, I can say I wanted to take it across corporates. It didn't happen. Still, it is an idea in my head. And I used to focus on children after 12th. Suddenly their father might become weak, or their family, so they're not, after 12th you require college fees, good clothes, traveling, etc., etc. So we used to identify that kind of talented people and support them for that 3 years, 4 years of studies. So that used to be my motto. It is still very, very live in me. So hopefully the business becomes successful. Maybe I'll become a full-time philanthropist.
And we wish
but
you
for
all
that,
the best for
money,
that.
yeah. So there are a lot of the ideas. Like one of the idea which is still there, I do talk to people, is a child supporting a child. Like, for example, your son or daughter from school says, with your fees, can you pay $100 more? Will you say no to that?
Not really.
Yeah, so you also think about doing something, and the child nowadays, it's all what you call neutral family. So it's like my toy, my burger, my dress, etc., etc. So it's an intangible and tangible value. Intangibly, the child thinks about somebody else also. So that's a huge mentally. You come forward and. That's still an idea, but before I leave this place, I think I'll try to do that. That's my ambition. That is my bigger picture. I do talk to a lot of people, but you need some credible people on top too. It should be unconditional. You shouldn't think about anything getting from that other than giving it out.
What does your ideal investor look like?
I look at people 3 years down the line, they will add value to the business. So whoever I have earmarked, I talk about anything in weekly once. I tell them or send them a photograph what we are doing. It's not to boast or anything. It is like I mark them maybe 3 years down the line when I want their services. They already know what I did so far. I don't have the time and energy to tell them what I did for the last 3 years, 4 years. So, and the bigger idea is to get into 10 good industries where you get into an equity, and that is a business purpose. Commercially, it should be viable. Otherwise, there is nothing. Otherwise, I cannot become a philanthropist at all. So.
It's true.
The money has to be made in good ways, in a good. So this is a very innovative approach. I have not seen anybody doing like this, but I don't know. Maybe somewhere in the world somebody might be doing. But I'm going full steam. I work for 15, 16 hours. I told my family also, please stay away from all these dinners, all that. So I'm really 100% focused on this thing. But I can see some light end of the tunnel now. So I feel happy about it.
Any tips you'd give to anyone who's listening to this, be it young graduates or even the ones who are close to the age of retiring?
See, and two, three things. One is you have to be proactive in anything you do. That mind should say that, okay, I need to do that. Proactiveness, you're nudging others or doing something good. This and you have to do it in an unconditional manner. You don't think that tomorrow I do this project, I'll get $1 million or whatever. No. That with the idea it will automatically come. That is what I feel, but many people disagree with me. They feel money you should say, but I say an idea when it is properly executed with proper people, everything that will happen. So youngsters, as I told you, everybody is looking at business, entrepreneurship. A lot of people are failing in business, but that is also a great experience for them. Throughout their life, they will always. You have to fail. You have to, otherwise you won't learn. Otherwise, when you become big, when you fail, it is too hard to withstand. So it is a funny game actually. Business is a lot of moving balls. One call here, one call there. Suddenly you feel like whatever the hard work you have done for so many. So that resilience, that adaptability in your mind, you should be bold and courage enough to have that. It's not that with everybody it has got. I'm not saying every 100% people cannot do business, right? There should be people who should be, but in a working atmosphere also that entrepreneurship thing should be there. I own the responsibility. I am accountable for that. That it's not that somebody on top tells you to do, you do. No, proactively you do. That automatically brings up your character.